guys, it's Bastian time. Welcome to This Week in Zelda News. I'm your host Bastian, and I have a giant leaf. Let's get to the top stories. Actually, no, first of all, I just want to thank you guys. I recently got over 20,000 views cumulative on this channel, and that's kind of a lot, and I honestly, when I first started doing these videos, didn't even think I'd have more than 5 views, so thanks for caring, I guess, and also I just recently got over 500 subscribers, so I guess you guys don't mind me babbling to you about Zelda news. Now let's get to those top stories. So our first story is an Android app that recently appeared in their marketplace. What it is it represents your battery life with heart containers, and it allows you to sort of custom choose between more 8-bit style or more recent style of heart containers. I really like it. I would totally use it, except it's only for Android, not iPhone, and I've got an iPhone, so... Our next story is about Zeldamotion, is what it's called, which is a fan-made anime series adaptation of the Link to the Past manga. Now, in Japan, Link to the Past is known as Triforce of the Gods, and so that's kind of what the anime series will be known as. They have recently just kind of picked up production again. You might remember that about a year ago, or I feel like it was more than a year ago, maybe more like 2 years ago, they started work on this, but then it didn't get very far. Originally, it wasn't going to have voice acting in it. It was just going to have text like you would see in a Zelda game, but a lot of fans were basically saying, hey, if it's going to be an anime series, then we want to hear some voice acting. So they went ahead and now have recruited some top-tier voice actors to go ahead and portray the parts of the characters. So here you can see a list of who these actors are. You might recognize some familiar names from other video games or anime series. So I'm very excited that they've picked up production on this again. I really liked their original trailer and can't wait to see what their new trailer of voice acting looks like. Our next story is about a new record for Majora's Mask speedrun. They clocked it in at just at 6 hours, 6 minutes, and 26 seconds. 3 6s. But anyways, that's an amazing feat. I can't remember how long it took me to complete Majora's Mask, but it seems like forever. Or was it 3 days? Our next story is about an amazing piece of fan art. It almost looks like a photograph, but it's hand-painted, and, hand-painted on a 3DS using Colors 3D, which blows my mind. I mean, because not only is this not a photograph, but a painting, but it was created on a 3DS. That's just amazing. Our next story is about a canvas art piece. It's basically a promo for Twilight Princess, and they're very rare. It doesn't say exactly how many of these there are in the world, but just that they're rare. It's up for sale on eBay, and the buy it now price is $1,000. So if you've got $1,000 lying around and you want to add this to your collection, you better hurry, because by the time this video posts, might not have much time left. Our next story is about fan-made Zelda neon signs. Now that idea is pretty interesting. Although I'm going to be perfectly honest with you and say that I don't really understand why they didn't use the actual font. The Legend of is in a font that we've never seen in Zelda before, and even the Zelda, the word Zelda, is a slightly different font than any of the fonts that they have ever written that word in. So it'd just be a whole lot cooler if it were in the actual fonts that we know and love. And then our final story is about yet another Smosh video that has yet another Zelda reference in it. This one has one of the characters holding the Master Sword and the Hylian Shield and wearing Link's famous hat. It doesn't have anything specifically to do with Zelda in the video itself, it's just talking about swords and shields, so it's kind of fun to see them once again show that they're Zelda fans, and That's pretty sweet. So that's it for this week in Zelda news. Just like the past few weeks, there were so many Zelda news stories and so few Nintendo news stories that I am going to go ahead and save a good batch of the Zelda news for this week in Nintendo news, which will appear in just a few days. So stay tuned for that. Be sure to subscribe right there. And see you guys for this week in Nintendo news, or Zelda news part 2. Bye! Link to the Past in Japan is known as Triforces of the Ghost. Not only was this digitally created, but with easy piece of software like that, easy. Oh god, there's gonna be noise outside my window now. So that's it for this week in Zelda news. Just like the past few weeks, I had so many freaking... can't say that word, even though it's not a swear word.